All right, what's up, my friends? Lisa here, and today I just want to talk to you a little bit about sleep, which is one of my favorite habits. And I have implemented a few practices around sleeping, and I have found them to be extremely beneficial. So I just wanted to share them with you. And before I do that, I want to just talk a little bit about a story about my own life, and kind of goes back to when I was in high school and I was riding horses. And I actually, the last 2 years of high school, I had a working, like a work program with school. And so I would leave school at about 11:30 every day, and I would go to the barn and I would ride. I would ride like 6 to 10 horses a day religiously, like 6 days a week, and just really deep in the horse industry and deep into competing. And it was just, I lived the barn. So I love the horses, and this was a super amazing time. I also, the first 2 years of college, I was horse showing, going to school. We went to horse shows like 32 weeks in 1 year, and I was also going to school, carrying a full load, and that was, not much sleep. So I would sleep maybe 4 to 6 hours a night, and it was just a lot of poor sleep patterns. So since then, like after that, for many, many years, I just had poor sleep patterns. And so I didn't have a regular time that I went to bed. I would be up really late. I would sleep longer. I was just kind of didn't really think about it much. And in the past 6 or 7 years, I would say that has absolutely changed. And it has absolutely changed my life. So this is why I think it's super important to utilize some of the practices I'm about to talk about, and it will improve the quality of your life substantially. And that is, I didn't feel good much of the time. I had headaches. I often had many headaches, and no wonder. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't drinking enough water. I wasn't eating properly. I mean, but that was part of, the horse world is a little bit sometimes that way. It's a little bit go, 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 go. It's rough. It's, it's a lot of hours. It's a lot of time at the barn. It's hot. There's, I think a lot of times that we could all, like, especially in the horse world, could all benefit from some of these practices. And so I really hope that some of you will choose to do any of them. And if you already have really good sleep habits, or if you really have like something that you do, comment in the comments and let me know what that is. I would say that my biggest things are, I have a 7-hour rule, which means that I must be in bed for 7 hours. And I do fall asleep quite quickly, so that is really nice, and it's because of a lot of the things that I do. And so I do require that I sleep 7 hours, and I don't let myself get out of bed before that. So if I go to bed later, I set my clock 7 hours out. And then I do a couple days a week, I do sleep longer, maybe 9 hours, somewhere around there. And that is super consistent for me. And just those two rules right there, that really is helpful to just get your pattern organized. But there's a few things that I make sure that I do. I make sure that I don't eat right before bed. I don't have a cell phone in the room with me. I make sure that that is plugged in. And that's also a hard thing for when you have horses. So this is a little bit of a tough thing, because sometimes if you have to be on call, that is sometimes not so simple. And the other things that I do is I make sure I have a really cold room and it's really dark, and I take some melatonin. And just really, before I go to sleep, I work on my gratitude list. I just make, I go back through the day and I look at what I've been doing and how the day went, and I write some gratitude notes down, and maybe some different journal notes and whatnot, and look at the day ahead. And so I just kind of set myself up, and those habits have really transformed my life and have made going after a very large vision, going after a very large project doable, because I have the clarity and the energy and the sleep, and it's the brain gets to, flush. I actually know that in sleep that it actually like flushes through and like filters your brain. So yeah, you get that. It's awesome. So I highly recommend it, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this slightly longer version of Takin Life Daily. I believe this is number 28, and I'm Lisa, and I'm looking forward to talking to you tomorrow.